Hello everyone. Today we have with us Ramanjeet, and let's understand and deep dive into Ramanjeet's journey. Ramanjeet has a very interesting and inspirational journey. He has been an employee, including he has worked in BIG4 organization, as well as currently he is the founder of Finocontrol. And let's understand from Ramanjeet how he is training as well as helping the young professionals to make a good and profound career in investment banking. So, hi Ramanjeet,
Hi, Sailesh. Good evening.
how are
First
you?
of all, yeah, all good from my end. How about you?
How going on, yeah?
Okay, great. First of all, thank you so much, for inviting me. And first thing, before coming to my point, I would like to speak few things after hearing about your vision or the aim, what you are doing. It's really great because in today's world, we see a lot of students, even professionals, getting misguided, and they want some platform, wherein they can connect and actually get to know what's happening in the corporate world. So thank you so much. I believe today I would be able to help, guide, and mentor, few finance aspirants, so that they could, get into a better option or a position. It can be in the business or job sector.
Okay. Really, you are doing a very great in the recent times, Ramanjeet. Let's deep dive into your journey. Let's go a little back in the past. I think you are from Bhubaneswar, right? And you are, I think, breaking all the barriers and the myth, like startup needs to be from the tier 1 city, startup should have a following office, this that locations, but you are, I think, scaling a lot from a Bhubaneswar as well. That's very incredible about you. So Raman, where did you started from? Let's go into a little back in time machine and let's understand where did you started from. How was your childhood, later school days and all?
Yeah, sure. Actually, the plan to start up, such company was never a part of my goal or vision. Later, if I speak before 5 to 6 years down the line, it all happened, throughout my own experience. I would say this is my second company which I have ventured out. My previous company was into hospitality. And so speaking about the journey into finance, so basically when I was studying in class 8, at that point of time I used to see my father trading stocks or investing into market, and even watching tvs like CNBC channels and all of that. So I used to be very fascinated, seeing those numbers scrolling. Those were the index numbers. At that point of time I didn't know about it. But that was something which was really fascinating to see, a lot of stats, graphs, and all of that. And since my childhood days, even, I had a very strong inclination towards economics. So then, though, post 10th I chose science as my option, but I had economics as my optional subject. But the greatest thing was, I scored the highest in my school in the economics subject, being even though being a science student. And post that, I felt that no, I should enter more into the commerce and finance background so that I could create some better career into that space. So after being from science background, I didn't choose medical or engineering. I started pursuing my bachelor's in commerce, specializing in accounting and finance. So during that point of time I entered into a lot of struggle points, I would say, because being from science background, understanding accounting from very basic level was really tough. And on I still remember in my first year, my GPA was 6.8, but coming to my final years, it increased to 9.2. And even I got a silver medal in investment management subject. So the journey was quite interesting. But the fact, what I learned throughout this entire journey while pursuing my finance program was that if we see academics very closely, actually our educational system or the academic pattern that we follow across every degree, it can be BCom, BBA, even students pursuing CA, CFA, all of that. It's more towards concepts and theory, which is very essential to understand, because that's even necessary. But if we see, once a student's graduates, or has an MBA degree or a CA degree or CFA degree, post that, even a lot of students struggle to land into their career. And there's a biggest myth that if we qualify any examinations, or if we have good grades, then that will guarantee us a job or a career. But that's not the right path, because when I got my first offer, I was just 19 years old. Okay. And I had cleared my CMA papers. So during that point of time, I had three offers in my hand. One I got from ENY, one I got from Northern Trust, and one I got from Procter and Gamble. So after clearing all the rounds, because there were 3 to 4 rounds, and all of the rounds were really very different, because every company has the different selection procedures. A Big Four has something else, and the other product-based companies or service-based companies, they have different structures. So I had applied for finance and tax profiles at that point of time. But when I got selected, and then I saw there were a lot of my friends, or even my colleagues, who failed to, crack their final interviews, or even their initial aptitude tests. Okay. So basically, when I wondered all of these things, or when I sat for interviews, I got to know that the 2 to 3 years that we studied on our entire academics, all of these subjects, uh, I would say only 10 to 20%, of those typical technical things were applied during the entire interview process. Rest, it was all about your analytical thinking, your logical aptitude, and the way you answer, or the way you answer to the challenging scenarios that the interviewer gives you out. And most of the 90% of the questions are from foundation questions. They don't ask anything quite tougher, and we fail to answer even those foundation questions. That's for multiple reasons. A few of them are nervous, a few of them are aware of the answer, but they twist the question in such a way that we feel that that's a difficult question, but that's actually easy. We need to understand the sentence and words really with
Yeah, very
clarity.
rightly pointed it out. Because I would like to add on this, be it CA
Yeah.
Institute or be it CFA Institute, none of these institute guide the student to what are the fields that a freshers can apply. And after, see, in CA, what the problem is that 5 years a student mugs up the subject or undergoes the concept एग्जाम पास करने के लिए. एग्जाम पास होने के बाद उसको ये कंफ्यूजन होता है कि कौन सा फील्ड में जाना चाहिए. और खाली 10% of the CA qualifieds are into investment banking. Rest all take the path that they are provided or they are left with no choice. तो ऐसा क्यों होता है रमनजीत? मतलब आप समझो कि 5 साल एक सीए का बंदा पास किया, ही और शी 5 साल पढ़ने के बाद, रात दिन पढ़ने के बाद वो पास किया, फिर उसको जॉब अपना ड्रीम प्रोफाइल में नहीं लग रहा है, सीए सीएफए, ऐसा क्यों होता क्यों है रमनजीत? आपका क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन है?
Yeah. See, actually, this is happening to most of the students. Actually, CA being one of the most prestigious programs, which is considered in accounting and auditing, and it is highly designated. And being a CA itself is one of the most prestigious things, and it's one of the most valuable things. But the challenge or the problem over here is the lack of corporate exposure, or the training, or the guidance to the students. Because what happens if we see CA as an exam, right? It's a pen and paper based exam, right? When we study all the accounting concepts, taxation concepts, finance concepts, and write it down. Few of them, clear it in 2 years, few of them clear it in 3 years, even few of them clear it in 10, 15 years. I have seen that. But the challenge over here is, when you clear one examination, you get a thorough understanding of the concepts, but you are not aware, how those stuffs work in the real practical world. Because even at my company, when we train, because at my company 50% students are CA students only, and they have a strong inclination towards finance, and they feel that finance as a subject is not properly rooted in the entire CA curriculum.
Yes,
That's
yes.
the reason, yeah, you are a CA, so you could better connect, with this exact domain. And most of them even, do not have the practical idea. It can be advanced Excel, it can be Power BI, even it can be, tools like IQ options or, Bloomberg research. All of that, they are not used to do that. Or Thomson Reuters, because these are some of the tools which are used in finance profiles to analyze, evaluate, or forecast. These tools are not rocket science tools, but those concepts have to be implemented over here. And when we implement the concepts, finance as a subject is very dynamic, okay, and is very personalized. We cannot just simply learn the process. Suppose if I consider financial modeling, okay, as a skill or as a expertise, if we consider financial modeling, if we study financial modeling, its techniques, and we know how to forecast a company, but in real practice that is something different. Because when you have a client and you have to cater to a client, and the client wants financial modeling support or forecasting support or strategic support from your end, the client will have multiple scenarios from their ground. That means the client might tell that my
Hmm.
company is 3 to 4 years old,
Hmm.
okay, but
Hmm.
my company is planning to raise funds in from the market, and the fund which I'll raise, the VC is from Middle East, okay, and the VC has some demands or the forecast that they have to open up an office in Middle East as well.
Hmm.
So here what happens is, all these transactions that happens, and even the goals and ambition or the measure that we see as a company, or their prospects that we see as a company, modeling in a general way is not going to work, or that is not something which works at corporate practice. We have to take multiple scenarios into consideration before choosing the right technique, either to forecast or to value the company. Because the company today, because forecasting, financial modeling is just something which is quite a fancy name. It's not, it's something that's wherein you are actually forecasting, right? If I ask you, key Reliance, the stock price of Reliance, what was the stock price of Reliance 2 years ago, you'd be able to tell it. What
Hmm.
is today, you'd be able to tell it. You can go on internet and you can find it. But how would it perform in the coming future? So at that point of time, we have multiple parameters to analyze, right? But what
Actually,
happens?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, no.
But what
Actually, I
happens?
was just adding on to it. फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग तो दूर का बात है,
Hmm,
फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग कैसे बनाया जाता है ये सब अभी रिसेंटली हमने देखा, सीएफए करिकुलम हैज रिवाइज्ड इट्स स्ट्रक्चर टू इंक्लूड सम पाइथन एंड ऑल, बट सीए करिकुलम में फाइनेंशियल मॉडलिंग है ही नहीं, इवन द
hmm,
डेफिनेशन इज आल्सो नॉट देयर. So this is the problem, I think. That is why I think multiple people are unable to get into investment banking. What I feel, Raman, the academics knowledge or the degree is only a ticket to sit in the interview. After that,
hmm,
interviewer wants you to be hands on the practical experience. तो वो जो gap है, that how are you filling it? मतलब you have a very good
hmm.
experience, and your vision I got to understand ki helping professionals in order to build a career. So when did you started your organization, and how are you filling that gap between freshers and investment banking professionals?
Hmm. True. See, actually, Silas, coming back to my company, okay, so I started my company in the year 2020. Before I started my company, me along with my professors, we did a survey and we understood an individual psychology really, very in depth, you know. It's because a student who is completing a degree or who is undergoing any professional program, that person is not only investing money, but it's time, effort, and all of that. And when it comes to the result, that person might get selected, might not get selected, right? But everyone is putting in efforts, right? So what happens when result doesn't comes in on your way? At times we enter into stress, depression, we have to give multiple attempts. And I
Yes.
have seen a lot of people even dropping out from this and switching their career. You see, one basic logic behind having these structures, as you said, right? Ki having a CA degree, CFA degree, MBA degree, BCom, BBA, all of that would actually meet your eligibility criteria. You can sit for interview. But post that, it completely depends on your caliber. Completely, it depends on the way you express yourself, or the way you deliver your skills in front of the recruiter. So coming to the point, how we are doing it. So and the journey that we have started with. Basically, the team which I have built, the expert team or the knowledge team. So they themselves are really experienced chartered accountants, CFA charter holders, rank holders, and they have been in the industry since past 10 to 15 years. Okay. And they understand what are the challenges of a fresher as well as a working professional, because even they have recruited, a lot of people for their team, and they are all veteran bankers. Today they have joined their hands with my vision, and we all are working together to make sure that each and every student, okay, it can be a CA, it can be a BCom student, or a BBA, MBA, CFA student, CFP student, CWM student, anyone who wants to build a career in core finance, not in somewhere in the back office or any operations domain, but in core finance, and want to enter into a career where that person can deal directly with the client and bring in project solutions to them. Okay. So what happens is that when we study, suppose we are studying a concept, usually we see there are a lot of courses, a lot of companies providing courses all across the world. But if we closely observe, the market in the courses sector or this entire edtech sector is actually saturated. But if we see the outcome is same. Okay, suppose you, Mr. XYZ, is doing a course from ABC company, and that course is about financial statement analysis. Okay. We feel that, okay, we are doing a course, we learn something out of it. But if we see the structure of the course, that is something very similar to what we are studying in our degree or in our tuitions and all of that. There is nothing different. It's just somewhere back down the psychology, we feel that okay, we are getting a certificate, we are paying for it, let's do it. But if we see the outcome, it's the same. Because I have closely observed the psychology of each and every student, and it's a general theory that, Sailesh, even being like you are CA, if I ask you that, do not do anything related to CA practice for 10 to 15 years, you will even forget, the concepts of finance, the concepts of accounting, right? So even today, if I ask a student a simple bio question, which we studied in class 8th or 9th, we will fail to answer. You know why is that? It's because we study, we keep good marks, but somewhere down the line, we have not practically implemented that. Okay, either in the corporate practice or even on our own. That's the reason, maybe after 5 years, 10 years, we tend to forget that. And that is where the barrier is created to make an entry. What happens here at my company, Finocontrol, our structure is completely, taken into application based. That means if one of our trainees is understanding financial statement analysis, apart from all the basic concepts theory that we start off, post that we enter into multiple case studies. Okay. They are all real case studies as well as they're all hypothetical case studies. We enter into such case studies wherein we analyze much more deeper into all of the factors, which includes even political factors, social factors, and even natural disaster factors. What if there's a company functioning and there are chances, right? Uncertainty can happen at any point of time. Suppose we feel that, this country is highly prone to earthquake, and it can happen. So as a financial analyst, your work is not limited to design a model or to develop a model or to analyze stuffs. Your work or duty is to bring in alternative solutions. At that point of time, you are someone who will grow in the corporate ladder, because clients want solution. And if when it comes to analyzing that, everyone can do. right? If we understand the concepts, I'll be able to analyze the company, I'll be able to analyze the industry, I'll be able to value a product. But it's all about finding out solutions.
Hmm.
Okay, you analyze that this company is not going to perform well,
Hmm.
but as a finance strategist or as a financial analyst, you
Hmm.
need to research and think of what can be alternative solutions to save this company. When you reach to that movement where you were able to strategizing the product and bringing some alternative solutions to the audience, there you will feel that no, your foundations are really clear. Now no one can stop you in the corporate ladder, or you will climb it really faster because you are utilizing your creativity over here. And for that, if we see our schools, colleges, all of that, none of the degree, even across the world, you wouldn't find any company taking up such interesting aspects, wherein the students come out with creative solutions for the companies. It can be startups or it can be MNCs. So that is how we are helping the students transition their career into core finance. It can be in equity research, it can be into investment banking, it can be into financial modeling, it can be into valuations, it can be into treasury, wealth management, all of that. The major differentiation we have seen, and one thing which I'm today glad of, is that even a lot of average students, there
Hmm.
are a lot of average students or even a lot of engineers have successfully built their career into investment banks. We have over 100 plus potential recruiters, which includes big fours, investment banks, even fintech startups. They hire from us. And when we have feedback analysis call, we get to know that the students that we train, they are very much clarified on the foundation, as well as they have a creative mindset to bring in feasible solution. Okay, how may it can be in terms of automation, it can be in terms of creating some tool, because Excel as a tool, you can create multiple tools inside Excel only. You
Yes.
can create multiple functions inside a Power BI to simplify the visualization. But these are something which is not there, and most of the students are not aware that they need to do this thing. Because if I talk about 10, 15 years down the line, okay, at that point of time, having an MBA degree or having any master's degree was a differentiation, or having a couple of internship was a differentiation, because 2 out of 10 people used to have a master's degree. But now, if we see 8 out of 10 people have a master's degree, right?
Hmm.
So, anyways, as you said, right, ki a CA degree, a MBA degree, a BCom degree will help you sit for the interview, but cracking that interview wouldn't guarantee that, right? For that, you need to be technically advanced, you need to be competitive, you need to know the corporate structure of it. So basically, at our company, we are bridging the academics as well as the corporate gap, so that when a candidate sits for an interview, that candidate has complete knowledge about the technical world. Even we help them develop their personality, we help them with communication, we help them with a lot of mock tests. We have a set of repository questions for different profiles, for different investment banks, wherein we give them for practice. And post that, they work upon a corporate life project. Okay, it can be from any of the big IT companies or finance companies, wherein we give them a case that this company is can undergo a merger or acquisition in the coming period because of so and so factors.
Hmm.
Please let know what would be its after effects and what could be best alternative solution fit for that company.
Hmm.
That is where the person builds an entire analytical model, works on Excel, builds the dashboard. After that, he or she prepares a strategic report, and post that we evaluate them. We have a GPA audit which is done by our senior management, and
Hmm.
after that we give them a gradation, and then we give certificate of recognition which is globally recognized. Okay, so having been coming to Finocontrol, getting the certificate of recognition everyone cannot get. So there are some set of criterias which you have to complete,
Hmm.
and in the 6 months of the path,
Hmm.
you yourself will be very confident, because our program is designed from very basic. Even
Hmm.
if you're noob coming here, you will find in our program 55% are working professionals,
Hmm.
45 are students.
Hmm.
Okay, and you will find people at 40s 50s taking up our program, Even you will find BCom first years taking up our program. Even we have a guaranteed finance internship. And if we find any of these students really doing well, even we internally hire them in our own company for finance team. That has even happened.
Okay.
So, and even we are not charging anything for placements, no commissions, nothing, because we feel that it's a two-way thing. If we are placing a candidate, that doesn't mean that, okay, it's our success. Even that person has put in dedication efforts to clarify or to clear, right? And one small thing, Sailesh, which I feel should be raised in the current market. Today we see there are a lot of courses designed wherein I see a lot of Insta, Facebook ads. I won't name them, but I see that it's written complete financial modeling in 3 days, be a Excel champion in 2 to 3 days. You see, Silas, if being a master in these aspects would have been possible in 2 to 3 days, then why are students pursuing CA, why they are doing MBA, why they are clearing CAT exams, so why there's a lot of struggle.
Yeah,
So I feel,
one thing to add on, Raman, here. Suppose I am a student, I have to evaluate out of all the advertisement of the financial modeling and in the masses and all, XYZ, everyone is selling the courses these days. So how a student should evaluate whether he should join Finocontrol or he should join any other organization, or what are your USP? How are you differentiated from the markets and all? Independently, an honest review I want of yours.
hmm, okay. So first of all, Silas, if you go to LinkedIn and you type in any keywords related to financial modeling, you would find the top people, are our own trainees. Okay. And that is something where I really feel proud of. Okay. And we are not in the business of selling courses here, Silas. We
Okay.
are in the business of selling experiences.
Okay.
Okay. We build such an experience, we have built such a powerful structure at a very powerful price, because education in these days have become really expensive. I have
Yes.
seen students coming to me and telling that, okay, we are not able to afford this, we are not able to afford that. People, our trainees have spent lakhs of money to learn financial modeling, which I feel spending lakhs of money to learn this skill is not worth it.
Hmm.
We at Control have maintained a very sustainable pricing model,
Hmm.
which is not going to pinch
Hmm.
someone's pocket. At the same point of time, you won't see ads of Control on Insta or Facebook or YouTube and all of that. You
Hmm.
might see different companies are doing a lot of branding.
Hmm.
And what happens, we need to be very literate. What happens is that we see, okay, XYZ company has a very big brand. It's 10 years, 15 years old company. And let's enroll giving a hefty price. But you need to understand business very well. Okay. If they have branded their product, the same price, if you are paying 50K, 60K for that, those branding promotional costs are a part of your product. Okay. You are paying
Yes.
for that.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the reason, again, they are running ads and again, they are building their brand, marketing and selling it back to you. But at Control, we spend only 5 to 10% maximum on our marketing expense. Everything happens on word to mouth and with strategic partnership.
Hmm.
We focus much more on our product development, investing into research, investing into ourselves, building a very powerful team, so that we are here not framed as a company to sell courses.
Hmm.
We are here with a vision to
Hmm.
make each and every student of India and even all across the world financially sound and build a very strong career in finance. You will never find, Silas, mark my word, Control selling any of the programs for any other department. You will see a lot of companies, they have started building programs in marketing, finance, all of that. And
Hmm.
slowly you will see they start selling courses across different platforms.
Hmm.
Data pe jaate hain, they enter into engineering, a lot
Hmm.
of that.
Hmm.
But you won't find any day Control doing it, because this company's entire heart revolves around finance. And finance is a very interesting subject, not a rocket science. Numbers that you see in finance actually story tell something. You need to understand what is the story of that business. You will really love it. And Control is not going to, you know, pick into any of the domains apart from finance.
Hmm.
Okay, it's not about incurring much more revenue. It's not about making out more profit, but it's about creating a thought process and making a change. So that's the reason everyone whosoever works here at Finocontrol, even at intern level, we join them with a vision. It's a vision. It's a vision to make everyone financially literate, and in terms of corporate or in terms of business world, they really have a sound backbone, so that when we see the ongoing layoffs happening, we had a analysis. None of our trainees who have got placed from our end were removed or were depromoted. Instead, everyone is really doing well and is out of threat. Why is that? Because the profiles that even we float, the opportunities, they are completely core finance profiles. And one more thing, Sailesh, a lot of the companies give fake hopes about guaranteed placements.
Yes, yes.
We do not get those things, okay? Because from day one, when we consult an individual, we tell that placements cannot be guaranteed, a job cannot be guaranteed. If boss, if that's the thing, then everyone would have been employed, right? You come, you pay something, get employed. Why is there a huge unemployment crisis or layoffs happening, people entering into stress, depression, not able to manage their funds? Why is that, right? So see, there is no shortcut to success, Silas. You cannot learn finance in 3 days. You cannot learn Excel in 5 days. You cannot be a pro in a month. It takes time, and it's a complete journey. And here at Finocontrol, we are in the business of building a journey and experience, not a course. And each and every student, I interact as a founder, I interact with each and every student. I even take up calls because I believe, feedbacks would help me a lot in developing a constructive platform. And I don't have any barrier to that. Even, you are interviewing me. Before that, I had a call with my team. Okay. So this is something I am actually very much attached with my bottom line as well as with my top line. Okay. And here, one thing which Finocontrol is differentiating is adding values. You will see a different outcome as a whole, as a candidate. And we are not in the business of selling courses. Here we are in the business of selling experiences, making you build a very sound backbone for yourself, so that you could climb in either in the business world or in the job market, whatever you choose to go into. And if you see our structure, it's not based on theory or concepts only. So we are India's first practical school of finance, I would say. Okay. Whatever happens really interesting way. See, we have added cricket valuations, analyzing cricket. We see IPL as a big business. A lot of people do not understand that there's a huge scope in sports as well, wherein if you see, right, okay, this player is worth 10 crores, that player is worth 100 crores. How is that amount finalized on auction? These are all valuations, because valuations does not happen for businesses only. Each and every asset in the world, each person in the world has a valuation. Even I have a valuation, even you have a valuation. Yes, and yes. These learning all of these, complicated things are very essential in the coming time. Even if we see AI has a big influence, big data has a big influence in the field of finance. That is something which is uncovered in all these programs, MBA colleges. See, I would say tier 1 MBA colleges, at some point of time, students would be able to make up a job, a better paying job at some point of time. But there's a big market. There's a 95% of the market in the tier 2, tier 3 industry of MBA students. Where will they go? Yes, there are some limited seats for tier 1 students, right? Everyone cannot fit in there. So that is something, we need to understand. It's not about colleges. It's not about degree. It's about skills. Yourself. Yes.
It's about skills.
It's about yourself. Yeah. So the trend has changed. Even we are having interactions with our placement partners. We are understanding, right? What does a company demand? Having a CA as well as being technically sound, both of that makes a very powerful combination. Okay, because CA is giving you a social rapport to sit for the interview, and having being technically sound is making you negotiate with your recruiter for a better pay. so that you are not underemployed.
You rightly mentioned that CA CFA qualification is not only sufficient to get into investment banking as a fresher. You also mentioned that you are seeing, or you have in your panel, many employers who seek various practical experience from the fresher candidate. But we all know currently in India, no institute, CA, CS, CMA, CFA, no curriculum has practical exposure. So, what should a fresher do if he or she wants to get into investment banking?
Okay, that's a really great question and one of the most highest asked question, I would say.
Yes, yes.
So first of all, let's get an clarity into that. That see, doing having a CA or a CFA, after your name is definitely gonna boost your profile.
Hmm.
Okay, but once you have a better profile on your CV on resume, post that, as you said, to crack the interview, you need to be very much technically sound. I have seen students, those who have made a great career into investment banking, they are really doing well in their career,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't even have a CA, CFA, and even an MBA degree.
Okay.
Okay. And then there are students, those who are CFAs and CS, but still struggling to get into
Yes,
investment
yes.
banking.
Agreed.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if we combine both of these things, okay, I would recommend that when you are doing your degree, suppose you are pursuing your CA or you are doing your CFA, and at that point of time, you are learning your concepts, right?
Mm.
So during that point of time only, try to focus on yourself on building your own portfolio, okay, with regards to financial modeling, valuations, equity research, mergers, acquisitions, all of that. See, there is a lot of questions that a fresher, how will a fresher have a portfolio? See, having a portfolio does not mean that you need to be involved in a full-time work. Okay.
Mm.
So while you are sending a CV or a resume to the recruiter, along with that, prepare some personal projects or work on some portfolio, which we do provide at our company under the guidance of CFAs and investment bankers, wherein you yourself prepare a model, develop it properly, and bring in alternative solutions to the client. And that actually adds or brings in more trust to the employer that no, that person has a master's degree, that person has a professional degree, that person has scored good marks in the academics,
Mm.
as well as the person is sound with the practical applications and would definitely give best in or her journey. Okay,
Okay.
so that is one thing a person needs to have. It's not required you need to have a full-time experience.
Mm-hmm.
Work yourself on the project portfolios, do small internships, build your own portfolio on your Excel or Power BI,
Mm-hmm.
post that, attach those works, and send it off to the recruiters. That will increase the trust level, because only hardly 0.1% people do that. And even when you are writing your cover letter, be very specific to the responsibility that the person has asked. If the profile is more inclined towards finance, put in more keywords related to finance and the demand which the HR asks for. Do not write anything unnecessary based which is not relevant to the position. So if you are maintaining these stuffs,
Mm.
and do not think that okay, after you do your degree you will go for these technical learnings. No,
Mm.
do it simultaneously, because that will save you time,
Mm-hmm.
right? You do not have time, and if you have a huge gap even on your career, it
Mm.
might become difficult, right? To It's not that it's not possible, but it might become difficult. Employers might ask you a lot of questions. So do that simultaneously. It's not that rocket science. Be calm, be patient. Things will really work well, in the
Okay.
journey. Yeah.
Glad these pointers will definitely help the freshers to make a stellar career in investment banking. So,
Yeah.
can you tell us a brief snapshot about the faculties through which you are undergoing training for young professionals? They are from which background? What these trainers are doing currently? and things like that. And also help me, Ramanjeet, with the type of organization that you are currently tie up with in order to help the young professionals, and what is the composition of the students, are how many CAs are doing your courses, or how many other kind of professional, these highlights.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, coming to our training and development team, okay,
Yeah.
you won't find any professors or teachers over here. They are all industry practitioners who have relevant working experience of 10 to 15 years. They are CFAs, they are NISM experts, okay, and even there are chartered accountants in our team, okay. So what we do is that before we plan to start training, we have a joint meeting and we take all the pain points into consideration, because that experienced person, we have, they are all former VPs and directors of investment banks. So
Okay.
they know what are the pain points of each and every corporate ladder. It can be to become an associate, to become a consultant, to become a manager, VP, executive director, all of that, So what's the hurdle and what's the point, and at which point of time you need to hit the right, skill. So that is something they're very well aware of. Then we tailor those specific things. Okay. Today in India, we have over 50 plus industrial partners, okay, wherein we support all the college engagement activities. We have tier one colleges, IIMs, ISBs, even we have Delhi universities, okay. So what we do is that since everyone is at a very different phase of their life, right? Working professionals are at a different phase of life, students are at a different phase of life.
Yes.
So we co-curate them based on their psychology and based on their, understanding. And you see, if we see the training institutes as a whole, they actually focus much more on brilliant students.
Yes.
Right. The
Agreed.
same thing happens in CA, even in engineering field as well or medical field. They will train really well the brilliant students and they'll tell, okay, we have got results. But even, the major difference at Finocontrol here is that we spend more time on average students or below average students, those who are struggling, because it is really easy for a student who is brilliant to crack those exams, right?
Yes.
But if we are able to, help a student who does not have a good academics but is able to realize and work, put in efforts and build a great career, that's a success for us. And that is where we work out and put in additional efforts. For us, all our trainees are same, okay, and we especially have even one-on-one, doubt clearing sessions. Because what happens at times, a lot of if we have a batch of 40, 50, there are students those who feel shy to ask questions. They feel that, okay, we are from these background, what will someone think? What we have a process, wherein if you are feeling shy to ask your instructor, just switch to the moderator mode, ask the same question to the moderator. Our technical moderator will ping the question to the instructor. No one will get to know who is asking the question, and even if it's a doubt, the instructor will automatically take up that scenario and clarify that. Okay.
Excellent.
So that is where everyone is openly asking up questions, clarifying their doubts. And as I said, the major differentiation is here you work with practical applications, which is really fun and interesting. We haven't created a boring course over here. It's a completely great experience for all of you and a great milestone. But at the same point of time, a student have to put in, 10 to 12 hours in a week, so that the person revises all the sessions, the quizzes, all of that, and attends the live session. The best part is that all our sessions are live interactive. You
Okay.
connect with the instructor, emotionally and intellectually, both.
Okay.
Emotional connection is very much required, which won't happen in the recorded sessions. Okay. So that is something. And the pricing, you won't, if you compare the products, you won't find the similar pricing which we are giving on the live sessions across any companies.
Okay.
And even after having a very competitive pricing, we are proud to say that we are a very sustainable and profitable company today. Okay. It's not that we look out for funding, or we look out to, or we are struggling with our finances, because we ourselves are, providing, people how to structure their finances, right? So we should better know how to structure our
Yes.
own company.
Yes.
So that
So
is something. we have been doing.
So it was excellent. So I think this video will be seen by viewers across all domains, CA, CS, CFA. So whatever doubts viewers are having, they can mention in the comment section, or you can also connect with Ramanjeet. I think you are very active on LinkedIn, Ramanjeet. So they you all can send the connection request and the necessary query to Ramanjeet. I think, do you have some common email ID where people can drop their personal concerns and all, Raman?
See, they can definitely reach out to me on my company mail ID only. Okay, I
Okay.
would revert you back. Okay, it might take some time
Yeah,
if I am really
it's
busy,
okay.
but I'll definitely revert to each and everyone, because we are with that vision to help you all, to guide you all. Sailesh is there, I am there, and even I don't see competition in this market. I feel that we should all work together and make out a solution wherein we are helping the students out, rather than pushing and having a cutthroat competition in the market. I don't have that psychology.
Because
I'm really,
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah, yeah.
do business in a very peaceful way.
बिकॉज सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है ना रमनजीत, पढ़ने के बाद पीपल आर अनएम्प्लॉयड, दे आर सर्चिंग हेयर एंड देयर फॉर जॉब्स इन सीए मार्केट, यू नो, राइट नाउ डिमांड सप्लाई mismatch, people who are
Hmm.
aspiring for IB taking statutory audit, moving here and there. So this kind of situation is very problematic. I think your platform will help a lot of students in making a good career in finance. It will, at least they will be a step ahead from the peers sitting in the interview table. That's it. And rest their skills will they help them. And thanks a lot, Ramanjeet, for taking out the time. And a big salute and congratulations to you, because you have done something. You have gone out of your way and doing, helping students. Very few people are among you, or very less than 1% people are there who go out of the way and try to do something new. Otherwise हम लोग सब डर के वही एम्प्लॉयमेंट में ही पड़े हैं. बट यू took the employment, kicked it off. Now you are starting your own organization. You are the founder. You are a profitable organization. You refuse funding and all. So you are working for the betterment of the students and all. I think student will reach out to you, and in case many comments and likes and all are there, then we can arrange a further new session with Ramanjeet on how to make a good career with investment banking. So keep posted your doubts and all, so that we it will help us to improve and to bring more such sessions for you. So thank you, Ramanjeet, then.
Thank you so much, Silas. It was really great interacting with you, and I look forward to helping and guiding all the millennials over here, and even professionals. And even congratulations to you. You are doing a really great job, and I hope that your channel grows, and you are even a part of my vision. What we are doing, maybe we all together will disrupt and actually given some valuable output to the genuine audience, rather than playing dirty tricks, tactics in the
Sure,
market.
sure.
So kudos to you as well, and thank you so much for inviting me. It was really great
Okay,
to be interviewed by you. Yeah,
sure. Okay, thanks, Raman, then. Bye bye.
yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah,
All the best. All the
yeah,
best.
yeah.